Hi, Sunita. Good afternoon.
Hey, Miraj, good afternoon to you.
Yes, thank you again for your time, wanting to pick your brain. It seems that a main topic that has come about is being audit ready. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to figure out if there are some signs, maybe even perhaps five signs that your organization is not audit ready, even if you think you may be.
Okay, very great question. So I'm going to break it down for you. So the first sign, let's go by numbers, okay? The first sign when you think you are ready and you may not be, if you have documents, but the versions are not correct. Documents are can be in any format, right? The document does not need to be in a Word document or needs to be in a procedure. It can be flowcharts for that matter, or till the time it meets the requirement of the organization to the extent it's necessary. So you have consistent documentation, you have the consistent versioning and all that. You need it to be consistent. That's a very big sign, consistency in that perspective. The second sign is that you may not have correct traceabilities on records, meaning records are not properly completed. Some information can be lacking. So that is one big element that your records are not traceable. The third can be is, when your processes in an organization, processes are dependent on a person and not on the system. So
Mhm.
if, let's say, if Miaj is not there, we don't know how to do the process. The entire essence of any of these management system is to build consistency around not a person dependent, but the processes have to be something that can be dependent on a system rather than on a human being. Yeah, human being is doing it, but regardless of whether Miraj does it or Sunita does it, we have to do the same process identically. There is a framework. So that is something that I would say is a big deal when you want to think that the dependency of where there is, it's a process, person dependent or a process dependent. Internally, if there is no control, meaning you do not know how some of the records or some of the documents are being created or utilized, and there doesn't seem to be proper guideline, that can be a big issue. That really does come out in during audits. It does come out as people don't know what they're doing. If the internal controls seem to be lacking or just on the paper, because people will say, "Oh, the procedure says so," right? And you're like, yes, the procedure says so, but is there a rhyme and reason it is in the procedure, right? If that's not what it's necessary. So that becomes one of the other aspect. And one of the biggest red flag we see is the point number 5 is when people are not aware about their roles. And this becomes very evident during the interview sessions when you're getting verbal affirmations because they are not clear how this role is formed, right? They may be wearing multiple hats, but they are not really clear as to how this role, this particular role fits in or what the descriptions of the responsibilities are. So it's not clearly identified. And they don't even know how it fits into the broader system. They may be clear on a certain task, but not how it fits into your entire process and within your entire management system. So that clarity seems to be missing. So very big component for that clarity is inadequate training. That's how it is, right? There is not clear training. There is no clarity from the management. There's no guideline given to them. So those are my 5 points for when an audit does not fulfill its intended objectives and the criteria and not meet the requirement.
Okay. So it sounds though my main takeaway is consistency, traceability, being independent on one person, not knowing your role, but then having documents, but not the right ones. Would you say that for some of these individuals, a solution would be a gap assessment?
Or a pre-assessment, that's correct. Like a pre-check or pre-audit or something like that. That would be super helpful because you're not spending way too much time going through extensive audit exercises, but you're just making sure that the right people, right information is being shared. So yes, I would
Okay.
agree with you.
Awesome. Well, it does seem like this is a main topic, but it also sounds like if you're not audit ready, it may be a benefit to do a pre-assessment, due diligence, so that way you're not wasting the time, but also
Correct.
the money.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Okay. Well, Sunita, thank you. Thank you for your wealth of knowledge, as always.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
See you next
Bye.
time. Bye bye.